All right. Welcome to Citizens Network Gambia. We had a break for some time. We couldn't be going on with this podcast, but for today, we are happy to have you both back. Mr. Baba Demba, obviously, we know a former international himself of the Gambia national team. We have Coach Ibi Jallo. By now, most of you would be familiar with him. Obviously, for us, in the older generation, we know who Ibi is. He's coached at a different level in Gambia himself. He's coached the Gambia national under 17 and under 20 teams and different teams in the top division. Today, we just want to react on the current happenings, obviously, the Burundi game and the Ivory Coast game. But to start with, guys, is nearly 10 years. This is the stats. Could you believe? Nearly 10 years since Gambia last won a World Cup qualifiers, and that wasn't against Tanzania. And to be precise, on the 7th of September 2013, that was the last time we won a football match on a World Cup qualifiers. Before we go into the Ivory Coast game, Baba, I just want us to go back to the Burundi game. What is your overall analysis of that game? I guess you've watched the game. What would you say about when it comes to the team selections or just the overall performance?
Yeah, I mean, Assalamu alaikum. I'm greeting everyone. I think that game, the problem was forced the selection because when I saw Buba and Daudangom in that team leaving out Seydou Khan, who is playing week in, week out, and not even Seydou Khan, but Ali Sow, Yusuf Njai. We got a lot of players that are playing week in, week out. And you went and pick players that you're not going to use them. He brought in Buba and Dauda, and he's not going to use them that game, and left two big name players or three big name players that you can bring in that team, and they can make an impact. But he chose to bring players that are not playing in non-league. And the other thing is, when we were playing, we all knew what he's going to do, the system he's going to play, and the kind of formation he's going to use as well. That was bad because at the end of the day, we still conceding goals. If Coach Ibi is here, if I'm a coach and I'm a defensive coach, I think I wouldn't be conceding goals. But you are a defensive coach, and still we're having 3 goals on that game. So what kind of coach are you then? And it's not even that game. Every game that Gambia is playing, they will even score. We will concede goals. And yet still, he said he's a defensive-minded coach. So what are you defending? Where are you defending? If you're a defending coach, and then they're scoring goals, especially set pieces, sort it out. But especially that coach, this problem or the issue of aerial balls in our box, 6-yard box, it's still happening every time, every game. Our 6-yard box ball like a fly walter, we concede goals. Our 6 and then the worst part of it is it will come through the left and they will center it through the left. Every goal that they scores, yeah, if it is 3 goals, Alongo 2 will come from the left. Alongo on a weaker side. For some reason, I don't know, it will come from the left and it will flow through the 6-yard box, and then they will score us. Every game this will happen. But still now, solution on Montarala. For some reason we don't have anything to try and stop that from happening. It's still happening. Every game it's gonna happen. So the coach needs to adjust to that, which he's not doing it. Number one, he needs to change his formation, which he's never gonna do it anyway. When he brought in Hamza and them, the other lads, second half, it was a bit better. And even today's game, the same thing. It was better the last 10 minutes because you're bringing in players that are holding balls, players that are playing, players that are, very good with the ball and stuff like that. So against Burundi, how can you play with Burundi and then you're sitting back at the first half? If you're playing with Burundi, change your formation. Bring only one midfield six. Play four. You have four defenders at the back. Why bring in a lot of midfield defenders in the midfield that are not good with the ball? Bring midfield players that will hold the ball and frustrate the opponent as well. But it's like that. Every other game, the teams will frustrate us. They will hold the ball. We'll be running after the ball, run, and then at the end of the day, boy, but the lads, they're becoming, they will have dead legs, and then at the end they wouldn't be doing anything. If you're having dead legs or you're frustrated, it became me that you think differently. You can't even calculate. You don't even know where to run and how to run. If you watch the game today, we will come to that game,
Yeah,
today's
we'll
game,
come to that.
and
Yeah.
we'll come to that. But if you watch all our games, this is what is happening. We will run until we have dead legs, and then we get tired, and then that's where the spaces are. That's where the opponents they use and then capitalize and score goals, because they will know, Nene, obviously Gambia will sit. So let's keep the ball. Let them run after the ball. So we will run after the ball, and then we got dead legs, and then that's it. Because they become tired. It's frustrating to be running after the ball, and then the coach. I mean, and the worst thing is me. If you check our bench or look at our bench, Munebiji, like what weapon, what is in our bench? Because if you're torn there, you have Cho, you have Alajisar, you have Ibufai, you
Yeah.
have Maron.
Yeah, that is something obviously I want to ask, but I
Uh,
just want to
yeah,
comment there. I would want to get into that. So, Coach,
yeah.
obviously, Baba has touched on some of the issues that we normally have. I think you did suggest that against Congo, that our weakness is just the fullbacks, and that was what Paul would try to expose us during the last game we played against Congo in the AFCON qualifiers. What do you think the problem is? Because we've got obviously Musa Barrow in one of the flanks and sometimes Ablai Jallo on the other side, but then it seems like they don't seem to track back. What do you think is the problem? Why do you think it's always the flanks that we get exposed on?
Well, good evening, and thank you for having me again. Yeah, actually, what happened is still people like us. We are not surprised, but sometimes there are things that we don't just say. We just have this conversation in private. But there is a problem in the national team. There is a problem, and this problem, not many people are willing to acknowledge it. The material available, um, we don't have the quality, put it that way, in the simplest form, for it to be nicer. We don't have the quality to give us what we want. I mean, yes, we can, as the coach will take blame. We can blame the coach because that's the nature of football. Whenever there is bad results, the coach have to be responsible. But looking at what he is having with him, um, you could see always, I mean, the determination of the players and the commitment of the players, you cannot question that. But where the problem comes is the quality. We lack certain quality to produce the kind of football that the coach wants or the Gambian mass population of fans wanted him to play. We had this problem in our wings from time, and that's the first thing I noticed in the team, that with all the commitment and determination, we still could not find a way of solving this problem, because whether players are too tired or they're too lazy to track back, I don't know, but this was the problem, and we had this conversation here before against Congo, and we seen Congo 2 goals all came from the same problem that we discussed, and again we had this problem again against Burundi, where all the 2 goals came from basically crosses, and it becomes a problem. And we've seen every single team. We are not going to talk about today's game yet, but like I said, every single game that we played, if you watch the game closely, you would see the halfbacks are always a weak point. And not talking much about the Ivory Coast game, but I just want to talk about their coach, the pre-match interview, that he said that they know the weakness of the Gambia. and they know the Gambia is drilled tactically to one pattern, which we all know is defending. That is our biggest asset that we have. But the problem we have on that is, if all these coaches are recognizing, and this is something that we are not paying attention closely to, every single game we play, every goal we concede comes from the wings. Why is that? And you see, in professional football, you can have a very good, you call them wing backs or half backs or full backs, you want to call them. They are very good in overlapping, but when it comes to defending, they are not good. So you always try to find people to track back and play a twin partner on that side to block any danger. And we were sitting there seeing our left half back is having trouble dealing with a particular player, and still we cannot identify that danger. And that's the worry I have. This is not a criticism on the technical team, because I was there before, and I've worked with Alaji Sar on the under 17s when Bonu and them late Bonu, may his soul rest in peace, promoted to the under 20. Then they gave me the under 17 with Alaji Sar, the head coach. I was the assistant coach. But I would like to think that's the essence of being an assistant, because if you look at professional level, both the coach and the assistant, the technical, they all have the same qualification. In fact, some coaches, their assistants are far more better than them. Do you know why they pick those assistants? Because they need help all the time. Because you being on the touchline, you are under pressure, but you have assistants who are behind you, who are cool-headed, calm, and they can observe things quickly within a blink of an eye, and they can give you a feedback quickly. You know, but there's so many things that we are getting wrong, and to my surprise, whether it's been deliberately ignored or they don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry to say, I'm not trying to attack anyone because we have lost, but anybody who have gone back into the programs that we have here, I've been saying this, and all these games that we have played, we have come back to the same problem, including today's game. The same halfback problem is happening. Either the players are lazy to track back, or they are not taking instructions from the coach. Something is wrong somewhere, because this cannot be the biggest problem. And you cannot have a 6'2", 6'3" giants in the heart of your defense, and they cannot stop aerial balls. You cannot have a goalkeeper who is 6'3", almost my height, and balls are traveling on that 6 yards. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not attacking anyone because we lost, but I've been saying this well before losing came into play. I've been saying it, and it's still repeating itself. And we got to find a way of solving this problem and stuff like that. Yeah.
Welcome, Andrew.
Yes, thank you very much. As always, it's a pleasure to be here. And good evening to
Yeah,
all the viewers.
good evening. So obviously we're still on the Burundi game. We're just doing an overall analysis of what happened. Obviously, just to ask you just your overall view of the Burundi game. What do you think? I'm just paraphrasing from their coach. He came into that game. He said 15 minutes after, just 15 minutes into the game, he realized that the Burundi is going to win that game. That's how confident he was. What do you think? What went wrong in that game? Was it about the team selection, or what do you think needs changing?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Cham. I think it's a pleasure to be here in the first place. And
Welcome.
I was shocked to see the selection of the coach at the initial stage. From the selection, I was like, I think there is a message that he's trying to send here. Is it that he's trying to prioritize the AFCON and just let go of the World Cup and maybe think of getting a point in these games and maybe after work towards achieving the World Cup dream as well? But seeing the lineup today again, I'm like, what is going on? Because I don't understand. We have seen, like my brother said here, Jallo, we are so exposed tactically, like we are so exposed. We said this in our previous shows here. Why are we so defensive and conceding goals? If we are defensive, we shouldn't be conceding the goals we are conceding. So what is going wrong? Is it that the players are not taking the instructions of the coach? or the players are not ready to play, or what is going on? Because it's for me, I can't understand. Especially, I'm jumping to our today's game. You cannot play seven defenders and concede these goals.
Yeah, we
It's
were going to get into that, but yeah,
yeah,
continue. Hmm.
yeah, it's terrible. I just try to
Hmm.
shift there, but tactically we were exposed. And one thing I don't understand is I have seen Senegal playing Lamin Camara. He just played in the under 20. My friend, age is just a number in football. If you are that good, let the boy play. We needed this boy to this game, even that game, because he is that type of player who will track back. When the left back needs support, he will track back and play as a supporting left back. To if the overload is too much on that side of the play, he will always track back and play. That is his style of play, and he can as well go up the like go off, up down, up down. So we need that versatility in that midfielder. And I don't understand how come Dauda Ngom is still in the national team, being selected every time. I just no, I cannot understand that, to be honest with you. I don't know what is going on. How Dauda is a brother to me. I know him. He is from Latekunda, German. But Dauda should like just say thank you very much, Tom. Let me leave this team and give chances to others. And to see him start today, I was shocked. Like again, so for me, team selection was our biggest strength. We didn't show respect to Burundi, even though, like the coach said, for me that's the thing. We didn't show respect to Burundi. The coach didn't do his homework with his analysis and the way he talks about opponent and the mastermind. The way he talks, he's very good in talking. He knows how to capture the minds of Gambians and how he analyzes teams opponent. So, but in this time around, I think he failed in his analysis and trying to understand the opponent because it was a shock for us. Me, I didn't think that Burundi was going to beat us, to be honest, you know. But my brother here mentioned as well, what is the role of the assistant? Who is I don't understand Tom. Who is Tom working with? Is Tom working with Alaji Sar or he's working with Cho or he's working with Ibu Fai? Who is Tom working with? Today we have seen images that were going on when he
Yeah,
wanted to do. He was, you know,
yeah,
but to be honest, uh, things are mixed up. Everything is jumbled.
yeah,
Know where to start and where to end, but we have a long way to go. If we are going to play like this, my friend, even in the AFCON, we are not going out of this group. If we
yeah,
have to play like this, I think we need drastic changes in terms of team selection. Give the chances to these young boys. If they can play, give them the chances. You know, if you see Senegal playing Lamin Camara in that heart of midfield, hey, the boy can play the ball. So why not us? Why not Tom? You know, let's
yeah,
give chance to these young lads. If they can, if they are proving it, let's give them chance. These people, there are some people in national team. They've been there for 10 years now. You know, every time the same setup, the same faces. You know, it's high time. I know one thing that I think the local press in the Gambia that should be that they should be doing, which they are not doing. I'm challenging them every time I keep talking about that. They should hold accountable the GFF and Tom, which is not happening. Everyone want to go to AFCON. Everyone want to be lip singing the GFF. Whenever you come out and even give facts or something about GFF, everyone is attacking you. We are not like a transfer news. Every journalist in Gambia, sport journalist, is on transfers. Gambian player have signed for this. There is never a time criticize the GFF critically about
yeah,
things that there are a lot of things going wrong here. I have seen only one journalist talk about Gambia, the Bakau scenario when the Bakau youth, some youth stop GFF game playing. It's only one journalist, Lamin Del Fadera. The rest they are muted. What is going on? For us to grow, Senegal, you see their sport journalists, they criticize the federation to the last dot. But when it comes to going out to support the team, they support them at the right time as well. So that's another challenge. You know, the people that are in the media should come up and help accountable the people that are in that office. If not, things will not go. Things will not go. To be honest.
yeah. No, that to be honest, there is nothing wrong with being critical, especially when you hold public offices. So, we try to do that here in the most respectful way, obviously. But there is nothing. We don't hold grudges against anyone, and they should try to understand that. But then before we go into the Ivory Coast game, like you've just mentioned it, Baba touched on it. And I want also coach to come on to this because he's been there. You've managed at the top level there. what is the role of a team manager? Like the problem I have with the Gambian team is like you've got a technical team, like and like we said, coach was touching about the role of an assistant, and when you need to fall back onto someone to give you ideas. But we've seen the Burundi game where Cho, who is the team manager, is like literally giving a team talk, giving a talk to Hamza Bari going in onto the pitch. And, I've seen Coach Tom just stand there as if he's lost. He himself was not even saying anything. Baba, how do you explain that? What is that all
Yeah,
about?
I mean that explains everything. Boy, Manglandu, you boy, as I
Yeah.
okay, boy. That says everything, because if a team manager is taking an assistant coach's role, so he's sending a message, nene, assistant coach be munutara. Because if you have a good technician and assistant coach, Cho wouldn't dare even sit on that bench. Malam Fika understand. He wouldn't be on that bench. He would have been up on the pavilion to watch the game, because his role is not to be there and giving instruction to our players. But if Cho is doing that, which says it all, Nene, our assistant coach haven't got stuff to do that job, but he's still there. It doesn't matter what. I like our mom that talks in Benby. Let him just collect his padium, match bonuses, travel allowances. That's all he cares. He wouldn't even talk. If I'm an assistant coach and I got a team manager talking or doing my job, I will voice it out. I will talk. But he wouldn't talk because I like food, I like balu, I like pocket.
But
So he
does he
won't say
even have
anything.
a qualification? That's the problem. That's the
But
issue.
but what I'm trying to say, but we as Gambians, this is our problem. We were never gonna do things that Ifonga Alonko, these are the right things to do. Like he was saying now, we got journalists, we got people that should be coming out and talking about all these issues. But they're not going to do it because everyone wants to go to African Cup of Nations. So if you say something bad about the federation, count yourself out. You're not going. So that's Gambia for you. So people would see the reality, the hard facts. They sit on it. They wouldn't talk about it because they know. If I talk about it, okay, Kabaka came off dinner, Pakoto, Atadilana. So this is the thing. So like I said, Cho is doing Alaj Sar's job. Alaj Sar, instead of yo, now you talk about it. He was not going to do it. Or Hamgalala, if Cho is the assistant, why can't you sign Cho to be an assistant? Me, I'm going to go because I'm not going to watch and see. I'm not going to stand and see Cho doing my job and belittling me. I can't belittle every time. Alaj Sar, this is how it is. I can't belittle. But at the end of the day, even though if Cho is not talking, let's say Cho is not doing anything. Let's say Alaj Sar now turn back to Alaj Sar. Trust me, I'll stop. So now he doesn't got stuff. If he's going to Gambia, or if he was in Gambia to coach divisional teams and all these things, yes, he's fine. But our level now is in a higher level to have coaches like our Alaj Sar sitting on our benches when we have qualified coaches that got A license, we got coaches that got pro license, we got coaches that got B license or UEFA A license, and you bring in Alaj Sar to be on our bench. Okay, take Alaj Sar out again. Now next, who is there? Jumala Bije Kotanke to turn, but Coach Tom, who is gonna talk to if he turns back? Who? Because it's Marong and Ibufai. Who are those two? What can they give impact on him? What kind of impact can they give back to the coach when he turns back? What? Tell me. Marong, the goalkeeper trainer, is there. What can he give back? If you're checking our goalkeepers, he can goal Otale every freaking game. Why can't we turn back and look? Who is this goalkeeper trainer? Who is he? What is he training these kids? But they wouldn't touch the goalkeeper trainer because it's Marong. Like Fenke Alone, Kababayo knows Marong. Everybody knows. So I'm not gonna touch Marong. Even though, it's bad, is whatever, because I know Marong, I'm not gonna touch Marong. That's it. So Ntole suffer than to touch one person. To touch one person is hard for them than told the whole nation will be suffering. Our goalkeepers keep goals. Told the last game GBA has come in. So if we have proper, we got Padembo. I'm not even saying to go and take Padembo, but we got Padembo. He's a good goalkeeper trainer. He got experience. He got the license to coach higher level when it comes to football coaching or goalkeeper coaching. But no, let's leave that. But yet still, Allah Conti boy, if you I told Minka track record solta, go and check how many goals we had since Tom came. How many goals? But no one is checking the goalkeeper trainer. Who is this goalkeeper trainer? The goalkeeper trainer is not even at a former bouquet Gambia. Agrauto Mundoldo.
They give the girls.
Yeah.
They don't like front.
All right, okay. Yeah, understand it. So all this needs to be checked. We need to put the right and the proper things when it comes to football. If we we're never gonna go anywhere. Football, football, whatever it comes with football, that's what you have to do. Like I was saying, okay, we got a player, he forgot his passport. What is your role? If the national team landed, the first thing they do is you collect everyone's passport. So from that moment, you should know this lad doesn't bring he didn't come with the passport. That's when you need to contact Switzerland and the DHL manager rule. These are the kind of stuff manager akanadaming. This manager doko beninoto. Okay, our hotel, this is not the hotel we want. Our players are not comfortable with this hotel. Manager doing okay, who is the hotel manager? Who is this? These are the rule. Our flight is delayed. Or manager doing this is manager. But manager benchoka. So it's our own role, your own role. You're gonna forget about your own role. That's why this lad forget about his passport, and you are there for 3 days. You couldn't even arrange for that passport to get to Burundi, Tanzania. DHL Bijan. Tough, the passport will be there. But because you're busy at any training ground, even at the training ground, you see Cho there, the team manager, giving instructions at the training ground. So, like I was saying, that shows you, Nene, we haven't got any assistant coach. Because if we got an assistant coach, why would I let a team manager to take my role? And I'm not talking. If I'm not talking, then it means simple. So we need to upgrade from all these things. We definitely need to do things accordingly, straightforward. Let's football. We have coach, we have assistant coach, we have technicians, we have team doctors, we have physios. We have let everybody have your own role and play your role. Simple as that. But we have a technical director that is not even flying with the team. Sandong never traveled with the national team, and he's a TD. Sandong get closer to the national team when it comes to his job. Sandong should be more closer to that national team than even Ibufai as a vice president. Ibufai Badami, that's Sandong's place. But Sang did you ever see Sang even talking to journalists? No, he's bigger than that. You cannot be bigger than the nation anyway, Sang, Mr. Sandong. This is Gambia. It's not Hawks, to be honest.
Yeah, so I'm really curious because I definitely want to get the insight from you, coach. Obviously, you've been an assistant as well. You've coached at that level. So during your time, did you have a team manager? Obviously, you will have one. But do you used to have your team manager standing beside you and literally exchanging words with you?
No. But I've seen it happen. It happened in the national team when Paul Put was there. I've seen it happens there. It was
So it's a Gambian problem then.
Yes, it happened with Paul Put, and people might not like this. I don't know whether I should say the name of the person really, but this was the late Biri. May his soul rest in peace. He was the team manager in the national team, and I think because what he achieved and what he have done, and a particular game where the players were not pulling it to his liking, and then dressing room, he just went in and just started, and Paul Put was not having none of it, and it becomes a little bit of a little bit drama, and should not have been a drama, and Biri was angry and upset, and he walked away. But these things happen. But later on, he was spoken to and he understood it was the passion. He doesn't mean it for disrespecting or doing anything harm or whatever and stuff like that. But yes, when we was in under 17 one time, we have former referee Lamin Kamara as team manager. I think still he's a part of the organizing committee or something. I don't know. Then we had Hada Bangura, former state party chairman, as team manager as well with us. But no, I've never experienced it personally. But what I want to add into this situation, and Baba touched on it about and my brother here touched on it about the team managers situation. Believe in me, if I show you my employment letter when I was given the job promotion as the head coach of the under 17 at the time, before Tariq came in as an assistant, technical assistant through Egypt to Gambia government. Tariq was living in Dubai, working as a trainer, not a coach, but a trainer in a second division team. In my letter, there was no definition of the head coach. They called me in the office in GFA. At the time, their office was in the stadium. I sat with Tariq. Tariq is here, government to government. He's here to help you. His experience, he's this, he's that, he's that. So there was no definition. And then assistant coach, I worked with the same Marong. Alaji Marong was the goalkeeper trainer at the time, still now. Yes, he's been there for too long. Yeah, I know. But obviously, I have so much respect for him because during our time, we could do so much that we can do. And you have to be honest to yourself at some point and say, you know what, I've taken you as far as I can. I got to step back and let someone take over. But I can tell you, every single person from the kids man all the way to the coach, the letters we receive as employment, there was no definition of rule. And we had this conversation here before. When we was talking about Tom's responsibilities, term of references and all that in his contract. None of us know that. What is in there? None of us. And they will never show us because they would not want us to see certain things that is there. And this all goes back to bad management. And like I said, one time I was having this conversation with one of veteran footballers of the national team who have also played professional level, which is difficult to comprehend why all these fault errors are happening in the national team. Wrong people have been selected for wrong games. The right players have been left out for the right games and stuff like that. Every single player, if the management was correct and Tom alone was not doing the scouting, his job would have been easier. But because he's the only one doing the scouting, and most of the scouting these days, we all think that scouting online is the best. No, no, no. I do scouting. I still scout for professional clubs in this country. They ask you, we want you to watch this particular player. These are the things that we want you to observe for us. And if you think you are the only one who is doing it, you're joking. They're asking someone else to do the same job. They're asking someone else, up to 4 or 5 different people, scouting the same player. Then when you finish, you put your report together, send it, and they will compile those reports and see where are the similarities. And then now from there, they could go to Y Scout and get statistics from there as well. Then from there, they would send someone physically to go and watch that particular player. But what we are seeing at the moment, why most of these wrongs are happening, is one individual, according to him, from his own pocket, traveling all over to try and do all this scouting on his own. There must be errors. Errors will happen.
I
Until
think
we,
he only travels in the Scandinavia. To be honest, I've never
well,
if
because
he's never
it's
been to
easier
England.
in the Schengen countries to
Yeah,
cross
so
borders without having any trouble. You can drive and do all those things without
yeah,
getting on a flight. But the federation should have been more organized. And when they give these people these contracts, their terms of references, their responsibilities, their duties, what is expected of them, everything should be breakdown in their contracts. But like I said, I am sure this is the same problem. When I have my employment letter as an assistant coach, they never said, what is the role of the assistant? They expect me to be just the assistant of Alaji Sar. And I was his assistant and I supported him 100%. That's why I had a good relationship with him up till now. But that doesn't mean that if I see something wrong, I would not say it. I would say it because I've been outspoken and I'm still outspoken. I don't hold back on those things. But the terms of references and responsibilities is not clearly defined to these people. So they would think that sitting on the bench warrants you to stand up and say whatever you want to say, and you can talk to the coach. But the manager's responsibility is like um, the administrator on that bench, the administrator of the team, the liaison officer of the team. You run the responsibilities that you think the team needs. You go and do that. When you sitting on that bench, you privilege. All you do is writing, taking note of things, not taking statistics for the coach, but taking notes on things that are going right and that are not going right. When there is a drama with the supporters up, even the team manager at some point, you got to get involved to try and find peace, speak with the organizers and stuff like that. But if you having my friend Ibufai being the vice president responsible of competition, being on the bench, having a say, everyone having a say, then there is a problem, brother. I mean, the people in Gambian football, they love football. Don't get me wrong, they love football. But do they know how to manage a successful football organizations? This is my problem. They love football. If they didn't love football, they will not be in football. But do they know how to run it successfully? They don't. I doubt that. They don't, because personally, what people are calling success is qualifying to the Cup of Nations. No. How many talented players have we produced since we started playing international football? Our first international football was against Sierra Leone after independence. How many talented players have we produced in the top 5 leagues in Europe? Coming from the Gambia to the top 5 consistently. How many players have we playing in the top European league, playing year in, year out, consistent performance? I'm not saying just playing, but performing. Because what I'm seeing with the national team is we have players who are playing, but are they performing in their clubs? What leagues are they playing in? What clubs are they playing for? I'm not attacking them. I understand they have to earn a living for themselves. They have to earn a living for their families. That's fine. But to look at these games, seeing what is going on, I feel sad, because during my time there, I've seen players who cannot say the national anthem of the Gambia. And that is one thing that is unacceptable. Our national anthem, to me, to my opinion, is the best national anthem. Go up word after word and look at the meanings of those words. Anybody who mastered that national anthem will respect the Gambia, will put their blood on the line for the Gambia. Go and read that national anthem and understand the meanings of every single sentence on there. And you know exactly what did you say. But when you are in the national team, you should be able to know the meaning of that national anthem. Then you will respect that jersey. When you are in the national team, you should know that you are not there for yourself. You're representing a country. But if you make it easy for every player to feel that I'll be in the first 11, no worries. There's no competition. What do you think is going to happen? When young players achieve so much so early, they become very comfortable. Even up to professional level, clubs change continuously. National teams change, because you look at it and see they have overachieved. What am I going to do? I'm going to inject new blood to make them uncomfortable. And if they become uncomfortable, they didn't do what they're supposed to do, these new bloods will take their place. But if you make it so easy to pick our team, whereby even the layman, I can see everywhere in the Gambian media, even the layman can predict the first 11. If you're going to get it wrong, you can only get 1-2 players wrong. That's telling you something is wrong with our football. Should be having it. Can you predict Senegal first 11? Who was expecting that young boy will be playing? I'm not comparing us with Senegal, because they spend more money than us in football. I'm not comparing. They have more talent than us. Their league is at a better standard. Yes, we don't like it because we are rivals. But I'm just saying, our achievements, I haven't seen it. I haven't. I've left for 17 years since I left, and I haven't seen much. Yes, I've seen we have gone to the Cup of Nations twice. But would I say that that's an achievement, really, when it comes to producing talent? I would say no. No. No.
No. Yeah, Andrew, your thoughts on that? Having obviously having a team manager, and technical directors, everyone on the bench, everyone giving their opinions to a coach. How do you think that affect our performance, or those that have anything to do with the performance?
Yes, I think my two brothers here they touch on it's spot on what they said. If I want to talk about it, I'm just going to repeat what they said already. But one thing I wanted to say is I think it's all down to bad management. People trying to take the GFF as a family asusu where they will be personal personal interest. This is about Gambia, 2 point something million of
All right.
people.
Mm.
You need to take a decision based on the country, not for your sake. It's not a family business. It's a government. It's a nation entity. So whatever that is happening there, it should be governed in the right manner. I know they cannot be 100%, but if you want to rate them, I don't think they are even 50. That is the reality. But people don't want to talk about it. Whenever you talk about it, you are seen as an enemy. But that's the fact. All of them. I know most of them. The current it's hard to say the current kids manager. We all know what he was doing previously. It's seen all over. He was a referee. He was later in the GFF cooking attire. Before you know, he's kids manager. It's sad. That's the reality. That's this. It's very sad. It's very sad, and we expect to see our football to grow. It will not grow. Why we are having this difficulty is why Tom is so comfortable, because he knows that the people around are not well equipped in football management to challenge him. That's why they cannot say anything to him. That's why he's able to do whatever he wants. Whenever he comes with his sweet words, they are always going to be saying, "Oh, okay, you are right. He knows what he's saying." That's the simple thing. It's bad management, bad leadership. If Tom is going to do this, do you think the top 10 African nation will give Tom a job? Top 10 African nation, they will never give him the job. And even if they give him the job, they will cook him raw. Then go talk raw, like, because do them def rubbish before Funudu. Fumara talk him bench, the Jahase bench. Like they will give him the proper structure. They will give him the proper structure, the proper people there. You know, su ma ko dee wax dama dee bugg airlock sax, because man xale laa si football Gambia, but you can see, like, even su nekkee xale bu nekk 15 years su bàyyee xelam benn 3 months dafa gis all the problems. It's right open there. It's not hidden. Like, it's clear for everyone to see. That's the sad reality. But I comme nu ma ko waxee rek, management bi Tom xam na ne people di nekk around moom ñooñu kenn ñemewuta ubbi gémmiñam wax ko nappati ngóolooli kenn du ko wax dara. So because everyone is there for their pocket, and it's very sad ne people cannot just let go their ego. Mënuñoo protect seen dignity pour wax ne like, I can't continue anymore this money, let it go. Let me like protect my dignity to say that I can't do this job. The team doctor yéen da ngeen nekk di wax like only the goalkeeper. The team doctor, how many years mu ngi fa kooku daw sax bu correct mënu ko. So daw si fii bi foog nga jàppale ko. I don't know where they spend their money. They cannot even buy proper shoes to say that they have been having proper allowance. It's sad, but this is the reality. Nekku ne dañoo toog fii pour haste. Su nekkee dëkk baa ngee perform, Gambia mu ngee perform, kenn du toog fii pour haste. We will be talking about good things about the team, because you have nothing to criticize. Because the reality is we are not seeing anything positive going on. When you talk about this, before you know is this. But it's their obligation to make sure that the team qualifies. That is their sole responsibility. So they shouldn't use that as a yardstick to say that they're performing. That's not a yardstick you use to say that you are performing as a federation. It entails a lot of things. If you want to talk about the football fields here, the parks, that will be a conversation here till tomorrow morning. We will not finish it. So there are a lot of things. Let them not use it only by qualifying that they are performing. No, there is a long way to go. So football, I'll just stop here because we have another topic that is today's game to talk about as well.
More. Excuse me, Jandi Bitala. He said an important point, because Tom is doing everything that he wants to do. Okay, if people think that Tom, yes, is a very good coach, we qualify back to back. Did you see any big nation coming for Tom? Did you see anyone coming for Tom? If you are a very good coach and you qualify a nation twice, if you are a proper coach, by now, Ghana will Nigeria, big nation, because they know he's a very good coach. Did you ever see anyone attempting to get coach Tom with even qualifying us? to African Cup of Nations back to back. Have you seen any nation going for him? No, because they've seen what he's doing.
Apparently, he was linked to, I don't know, one of the bigger
That's
nations. I
or
don't know
they
how
were they are nobody. And even Libya, they were not gonna go for Tom. Even Libya, they were not gonna go. No nation will go for Tom because the way he's playing, you're not gonna bring Tom. So it's only us. And like he's saying, it's only this bad management that Tom will do anything that he wants. Because, like he said, we are Gambia, boy. This is not a family business or a family enterprise or whatsoever. Yeah, but this is how it is. People bring families and everything, like he said. Our kids manager, I know him. He was even a ball boy. He's in Newtown. He was a ball boy, like you said. He will go when we are playing. He was a ball boy, but he will go to GFF, cook attire, where. The next minute he's there. Until look at still I can do the time 1 million coming. Go and check. Let the doctors come over. Let them put their application to the national team. Let us check CVs. Okay, this one is a good doctor, yes, but he's been there for 10 years. Okay, we need a new doctor now because probably at the courses he's done for doctor or nursing. That's on them days. We have a new kid that is for an upgrade. But we're not going to touch him because probably someone in the federation, ala onkulom, wara alone, wara nyo boka coin, so duma kolal. Dafa melni man legi deka bi sulale ibi mané dama am hi ibi rek deka bi dama ko dive dama dem yoni gannaaw duma wax ibi dara so lolu moy yu motax ñun our nation is not going to go like ibi said ibi ji liggéey na ak Alassar but the reality is Alassar lu mo def alono ko amata bravo. It doesn't mean that EB hate Alassar or EB is against Alassar. No, it's the hard fact. So hard fact ning nimmo tuje sate ning dekabi. It's not gonna go, man. We have to say it. It's what's happening. We have to have a good federation or good management that was gonna manage our nation. This nation I'ma belong more fat and tank boy, more build than dollar. Every Gambian who am passport or identity, Gambian identity. You're Gambian, you're part of it. Yeah.
Let me add a little bit on that before you move to mine will be brief. It won't be long. Yes, I know. People think I defend Tom. I don't defend him. He have to take responsibility. As coaches, we do, right? But where I want to come from in this whole situation is, I give you a scenario on example. If I'm advertising a job, and I advertise the job, and you lot put in your CVs applying for the job, and I look at your CVs, and I've seen everything that is in your CV, and I still willfully give you a job, knowing exactly what is in your CV, and your record is everything is there. If you have done wrong, people should not blame you. They should blame the person who hired you. That is me. I hired you because I've got the opportunity to look at your CV and see everything that is there. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll take him. But then when the blame comes, we always sift it. I know. Don't get me wrong. And there is another problem again that we overshadow, which I overlook, sorry. And it's a hard fact that people don't want to hear. We don't have many special talent in our national team. We have to accept this fact. This is a Gambian problem. When they see one player did some flashy stuff, whoa, that's Pele, that's Maradona, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. That's how we have been since I talking here, being a young child. We always admire people who can do flashes, reflex thing, and then we are happy with it. We don't have too many special talent in our national team. And to tell you the truth, both the coach and this team have took us as far as they can take us. We have to thank them. We have to be grateful to them for their services and everything they have done. And we have to allow them to go to the Africa Cup of Nations and enjoy it. But after the Africa Cup of Nations, a new generation centered around Adama and Yankuba. A new generation to prepare for the next AFCON and next World Cup 2030. And that should be the Center point, Adama and Yankuba should be the platform of the next generation after the Cup of Nations. If I am not the coach, I don't want to be the coach. I have been there, I've done it all. But if I was to advise them directly, which I can do, but I choose not to, the only player I will keep on that team is one player based on this performance, that number 7.
Yeah, but then, coach, I know we'll dive deep into that, but then would we actually have Tom to transition? Do you actually think Tom is good enough coach to transition those young players into what we want to be? So I think that's part of the problem.
I said both the coach and the current players, we have to thank them and be very grateful to what they have achieved.
Well, you're saying that he's got a 5-year contract, so I don't know where.
Yes, but what my understanding is, there's a breakout clause on that contract. There's a breakout clause, which they are not making public, but I understand this from somebody within the federation. He can walk away, we can walk away amicably. But both the current players and the national team coach, we have to be grateful and thank them. We should not attack them too much. We shouldn't be harsh against them too much. When I was there, when Baba was playing, our main base was home-based players. We have only a handful of professionals. Now this generation have lots of professionals playing, but we don't have top professionals playing in top leagues. So the next generation will be top professionals playing in the top leagues.
I actually like to use the word foreign base, to be honest. I don't think.
Yes, yes. Why?
Some of the clubs that some of these players are playing, I can't even pronounce their names.
They did well. They have achieved. They've done what they can do. So Tom is not stupid. We might not like what he is doing tactically. We might not like it. We might not like the way he is operating, but he's been given those powers. He is not stupid. It's the people who gave him the powers. But what I'm saying here, Tom knows the kind of players he has. That's why he relies on the system that he plays. But he will not come out, because no coach will come out automatically and start going after his players. Then they will not play for you. But Tom is only going with what he is having. And until us Gambians, we start admitting the fact that we don't have too many special talent in our team, then we will always have a little bit of, ease. Yes, we have determination. We have commitment. We have players who got a heart that is being Gambian. We will give everything. But when we say special talent, who will wow everyone, we don't have it.
The talent and maybe the technical ability of the coaches itself. I don't, from my own point, I'm not here to give my viewpoints, but I don't see anything coming out from those coaches. If you have team managers coming in and then
this is exactly what I was saying. The transition of facing everyone out after achieving what they can achieve, after taking us to 2 Africa Cup of Nations, they have overachieved. Once you overachieve and there is no progress, tell me, since the game from Congo coming all the way to today, where is the progress that you see inside that field? I'm not saying individually they are not, but I mean collectively. I'm not here to judge them individually. I'm judging collectively. Where is the progress? You could see they are slowing down. Even tracking down today was a problem. Tracking down the other 3 days ago was a problem. The Congo situation was a problem. Can't you see what is happening?
Coach, that's what I was saying. I've checked the average age of the Gambian team, and it's 27.6 or whatever. That's the average age. That should be peak of your career. But then we've seen players in that team not even bother tracking back. Musa Barrow is the main culprit here. And Demba highlighted this, mostly our left flank. If you have a left back like, is it Ismaila Jom or whatever his name is, and he's not quick, he's not very good, he's not very strong, and you are playing against wingers like Adinga or other players, for instance, what are the chances of you doing well against them if you don't have your left wing, So, but then moving into this game today, Baba, obviously Gambia has been well known for giant killing. So we were so-called the so-called giant killers in the past AFCON. We've rubbed shoulders against these bigger nations. And we seem to have done well in situations. And obviously we got to the quarterfinals. The problem, the thing is, the trend with the Gambian national team is we tend to be struggling against the lesser teams, the so-called lesser teams. Your Chad, what's the other team? South Sudan and all these things. We seem to be struggling. But then when we play these bigger teams, we seems to do really, really well. And, to be honest with you today, I was frustrated against the Burundi game, but going into this game today, I know we were going back right into our element. So we would be able to defend deep and then try to hit them on the counter. Now this is gone now. It seems we are conceding goals left, right, and center. What do you think happened today? He went for 7 defenders. Well, 7 defend-minded players, and then this is not even
No
funny.
more.
And then
Yeah.
how
I mean,
yeah. But then where do the problem actually start? If I would get to you, Coach, and Andrew, when a coach comes out and say we want to get a point.
That's it.
Do you how can you do that as a football coach? Like
But
how do you motivate
this
your
is
players,
exactly
telling
what
them
I was saying to
yeah,
my
because he
previous
knows his
team.
level, ala level along.
no,
Not
but that's
our
not about
level
level.
alone,
If
Baba. He knows the
Baba,
material he is having.
Yeah,
We
but
are
Baba,
not gonna come
but
out and say
Baba,
that. He knows that.
but
Baba,
yeah, but
Baba,
more,
if
more,
Accrington
not
Stanley,
to
if
cut you.
Baba,
No,
no,
uh,
Baba,
okay,
if
go on.
Accrington Stanley is playing Liverpool at Anfield, their manager would not ever stand there and say, I'm going there to get a point.
No,
Exactly.
no,
That's what
no.
he said. So
Yeah,
he planned to get a point.
more. I don't want to get Malafike rewind. I'm gonna go back to EB. He said a very important point here that I was saying, and it's very true. Yes, until man for me still I think we still have average players, top name players
No,
also.
we
Because
don't
if
have
you
that.
watch our games, until 5-6 touches okay no.
No.
Gambia, you last game, yeah, you will see players facing their own players, the ball will pass through. It am a top name player, proper top name players wouldn't do that. This is the problem. This is why I said, if we don't start producing top name players, we can't compete. Minalan can form stress in the but we only have average players. Our players, yes, they play in these big leagues and all these things. Still, they're not big name players yet. Talking of big top name players, they play. Look at Ivory Coast. You won't see so many mal passes, so many blunders, so many errors, and all this because they are top players. So our players, EB, I'm coming back to that. Nkoko, if we have our grassroots or whatever football nation back home or coaches that we got, if we have our coaches and we're training these coaches, we're giving them that C license and E license or whatever. Who is giving those C license to our coaches? Parfait, LS, Sandong. Okay, so go and check those coaches, their badges. What badges have they got? They have C license or whatever license. They've not refreshed that license for more than over 20 something years. Okay, so saying those coaches, yes, those coaches, if those coaches, they're giving these other coaches a military license or coaches, they're giving them these ideas. Okay, those coaches as well, they produce the kind of players that we needed. They're gonna produce Botswana players, Yugoslavia, Israel, Tanzania, Uganda players, because you already okay. Ibi, just you talk about Yankuba and this kid Adama. Look at Yankuba. Yankuba was managed by this Dennis team. Yankuba was going 6 months Denmark, 4 months Gambia, 5 months Denmark, 3 months Gambia, 6 months Gambia, because the Dennis coaches miliata ajibe ndoke dada nyami. Look at how they build that kid, and the mentality and how he plays and everything. When he went back to Denmark, he only 6 months, Newcastle straight. And even Newcastle, he cannot go to Newcastle now because still they need to fix it. But for us, we think, yeah, he can play Newcastle. But to Babola coaching and Nila stuff, but with Gambian Tolbolo Nyama like IBM for Nimuko prak rek. You can know high key boy, my sister. No, bro. If we have standard football, good football players, as a no matter how hard you defend it, if you hold the ball, you will hold it. But we can't maintain 5 touches together. That shows you the caliber of players we got. Our players, Omar Koli is in the top league in Italy. This guy, Musa Barrow, Hassan Cisse, they all were in Italy. Have you seen any of them making it to the next level in Italy? In a standard or GB, if this kid, this Sar kid, Senegal, they are Sar, that kid, he was in Senegal. From Senegal straight out of France. France straight Tottenham. Ababolo Tottenham, it's either going to be in Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid or Barcelona, or is never going to go down. Because if you go to Senegal right now, go to their academies and check, even you're gonna see C license holders in those big academies.
No.
Iba A and B license holders. So A and B license holders, if they nurture some kids, boy, iba proper pro footballer la nurture. But in Gambia, if we have coaches that are just like I said, Alajisar Sandong, LS Parfait, giving our coaches classes. Obviously, our coaches, dealer, player. And if they give those players, these are the kind of players we're going to produce. This standard, then we're not going to produce standard player. Billahi wallahi talai. If we don't change our grassroots and everything back home in Gambia, all about falling follow. Man, personally, I said, let's forget about this African Cup of Nations, World Cup and everything. GFF, FIFA gave us every year, this year is 480 million. Let's put that 480 million. Let's get coaches let's take our coaches to Malaysia. We take 10 coaches to Malaysia to go and do B license. We grassroots football na structural dada. We build football grounds. We build academies. We build 5-star. That GFF, that FIFA goal project, we make it 5 to 6 star. We put under 12, under 10 in there. We give them doctors, teachers, physios, everything. Let them stay, eat, and drink football. And we do that for 5 good years now. Build.
Train them the basics of how
exactly.
To
so this is how you're gonna build standard proper football players. But Ajibe Kebabal, Omar Koli last game, he faced his own player and put the ball on throw. Pass through. Inyabila own player like so almost standard player.
I think Omar is okay. I think for me
it's okay. Yakumo Bawoda is okay, but none of them was Jamu EB coming for thing. If Namanke Jamanoti, that national team, Jamano, that kid, he's a standard, he's a very good football player, that kid. But the rest, they're just okay players. Imanke was standard top player. Bro, Nico standard top player, in bolo pass to you, you're forced to keep a fall tap. You don't face your opponent your ball throw. You cannot Albuka 3 touches when you can. Even though the coach is playing defensive fixer. But you are Nale Bolo Muta. You make sure you hold your ball. You don't give it away. We kick the ball. We kick it outside. We kick it that side. We kick it to somewhere there is no one there. We will look at our players, our own players. We couldn't pass them straight balls. So the standard or that's we all will be Allah training. I'll come to train. How you're training. How? But like I said, if we have this C license, no B license, coming to Gambia 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Boy, that coaching cannot improve our players. That coaching will only give us players that gonna go to Romania, Slovakia, Estonia, Israel, Kenya, Uganda. Ntolbo player that mala producer because the coaches we have. But like I said, look at Senegal. Any player that is from Senegal is either gonna be to Abitajan or Australia or Sadio Mane Timo into Australia or Paris or even Holland or straight. Messi is the only player that we got a Tata straight to a top league, Newcastle, Kabrabata Denmark. So yeah, you go on. Jani memurun la kuma boy.
Okay, yeah, Andrew, yeah. Your thoughts on today's game? Seven defenders,
Yeah,
seven defenders.
like I said earlier, my
Because
brothers here.
obviously, if coaching is that easy, I think coach, yeah, we should all be like me, Baba, and Ensa would just get our badges and let's go back.
Uh,
Because to make that fixture, I think is very straightforward. It's very easy. Yeah, go
yeah,
on, Andrew. Yeah.
I I think for me, even before going into the game, the mindset that was built around was already a very bad mindset. Because I watched not only the coach, I watched the GFF media team interviewed Babukar Gay and Sidi Janko, and they were saying that yeah, we know that we lost our first game and it was unexpected, and going into this game we know that Ivory Coast has a better team. They are very good, but going with a point will be a good point for us. I'm like, wow, going with a point, something a team you don't even play with yet. Huh? You are telling us you're going with a point. So the mindset was already there. The opponent team, the opponent country, they already know that the Gambia will set up in that dimension. So it was easy for them to set up in a way that they're gonna hurt us. So they know that they're gonna play low block. We are playing low block, and they're going to now stretch the play from the wings and cut from inside. And the goal came from that. You saw outside, cross in, miss tackle, the ball comes out, free player, bang, goal. That's the only way you can play with the Gambia, because they knew that our defenders will be compact, so they have to stretch them out. In that process, they will have chance. So it was an easy game plan that was given to the opponent team to prepare and play a very tactical game with them, because they knew that this is how we were going to set up. But like I said, I couldn't understand Modu Job. Yeah, he have done a lot of good things for Gambia. Like, we need to accept that football is changing. Like they said, my brothers here, things are changing. Like the food you eat now, the nutrition, the other side of football, things are changing. Like I was talking to one player today. I will not mention it. He's from the top team in Gambian division here, and he's doing very well. He's a captain of the team. I was telling him, brother, what do you eat? Like normal conversation. I just asked, what do you eat? Like, he's like, nah, boy, bro, bul dega ñun kay suñ doré suba suñ ñëwé dañ dem train ñu wat living. Ban time nga dé tëda. And he's like, I said, bro, you need to build the mentality to be a professional now. And these our clubs. For me, I am sick that our club structures, even local clubs here, is not organized. And it has to start from there. This is the mentality I have. Like, why our local clubs cannot structure in a way that we need to start teaching these people nutrition, what they should eat, when should they eat, what is good for the bones. Like, football has advanced to a stage that, whatever you eat counts in the body. You've seen footballers now, when they play, they can make how many distance they covered, But you don't have the facility, but you can help yourself, do some research, train, know the time you train, do your extras. Some people, immediately after train from the club, they're home, they're busy, they don't sleep up to 12 o'clock. And you want to be a professional footballer? Hey, no, you cannot make it. You need to sacrifice. Football comes with sacrifice. The people that enjoy your money is your family and your close friends. But football itself, there is no life in it. Because you constant work. Whenever you drop the work, you will drop. The standard must drop. So you have to be there. I watch a lot of documentaries about football stars, how they live in their life, how boring they continue to do the recovery process, what it takes to be in that level, and how many of them in the national team even are doing that prep to be able to lead that level. It's only few of them. So football entails a lot of things. And me, that's one thing I am passionate about, trying to help young people here in the Gambia that want to be professional, the other side of football. And I have few people that I communicate to, the female league and the male league, out of like 10, and even volleyball, that I talk to and I manage indirectly, like support them with how they should think, what they should do, and what they should say, and how they should protect themselves, even outside the society, because it can damage your career forever. Even the women side. So it entails a lot of things. But Like I said, we made it easy. I'm going out of topic, but we made it easy. We need to structure a lot of things from grassroots. A lot of things need to be structured. To be a professional, to be a professional is one thing, but to stay there at the top level is another chapter in your life in football. And how many of our current footballers are doing that? So that's why Tom is easy for him to manage because this is what he has. That's why it's easy to do whatever he wants in that national setup. So it was easy for me. It's a game plan for the opponent team before we even go into the game. And seeing Dawda Ngom, with due respect, my brother, like, be honest, huh? With due respect, Dawda Ngom should not be playing this game. You know, I respect him so much. He's a big brother, Latrikunda, big brother. Amga. But Dawda Ngom in that midfield, he should just say thank you to Gambia. I don't even know which team he plays for. I was searching it today. Because yesterday, I expected him to start today. And I was not surprised. I was not surprised. But that Bajo, why do you have to call him in the first place? Because he's good. He's that good. That's the reality. You didn't call him only for the sake of call. So I greet you, my brother. Small brother, Habib. So if that boy is that good, give him the chance to play in this big occasion. We have seen Suleiman Mar in this type of situation when we played against Ivory Coast until Didier Zakora shake his hands because of the spectacular performance he put in. These are moments where you bring these young lads to sell their name, to perform, to show them the raw blood in them. And we didn't see that today. So for me, it was an easy game plan that we given to the opponent, and they capitalized on it. Thank God we didn't concede more goals than our previous game, but it's very bad. We are more defensive and conceding more. That's the only thing I have to say. Thank you.
Welcome, Habibi. Always coming late, but thank you very much for coming. Coach, I don't even know how to start this. Obviously, I will go back to your experience again. Have you ever gone into a game and tell your players, stand in front of your players and tell them we're going in for a point, we want a point? And listen, this was not just from the media side. It seems this has been is the same message that's gone to the players themselves, because I listened to an interview from is it say the Janko, and he mentioned a point as well. You know, we're gonna go into the game and try to get a point. Is that okay? Can you do that as a football coach? And what's the motivation then if you're going in to a team playing against a team of Ivory Coast? You know, I think the motivation should be higher rather than going with a low expectation.
Objectives.
Okay.
If from a technical point of view, that's what you asked me. I'm not speaking like a supporter now. If the coach already said that before, even the first game, any country that lose 2 games in that group, technically your chances are over, you know, for qualifying. He lost the first game. So for him to stay alive with hope, statistically, he needed a point. So he was playing for that point, and he put it in the back of the head of his players, and these players bought the idea, and they did extremely well in the first half an hour, because that's what he asked them to do. We were having 2 lines of defense, a 5 and a 4, and then Musa was left on his own. But what struck me is, if you have a 2 line of defense, a 5 to the goalkeeper and a 4 in the middle, why was the left back not protected? Why was the right back not protected? But you could see clearly the whole 90 minutes, Ivory Coast based their play on our left back. They got one striker who will be out on that side. Next minute, he'll be floating in. A midfield player will be standing there. But they always have someone standing there. And they want to play the ball behind the defense all the time. And this was the same problem with Burundi. This was the same issue with Congo. Always. And we still cannot figure out that we've been conceding goals in a similar fashion. Yes, the coach did mention earlier, before we played against Burundi, coming to this game, he did say that we are conceding far too easy goals. But once we take that out of our play, we will be very difficult to beat. I agree. You know, he is not perfect. I'm not here defending him, But on a technical point of view, yes, coaches can do that, can go in a game with a mindset. Coaches can do that. And some coaches have done it and succeeded. But if you're trying to defend that deep in your own half and you are not willing to keep the ball, or you don't have the players to keep the ball completely and win you those little fouls to give you a breather so that they can recover. Whenever you defend and win the ball, you're giving it away. I mean, what do you expect? You expect to take a point from that game? No. There was no single successive counter attack in the first half. It's only in the second half we have couple. And the best chance we had was probably the header of Musa Barrow. That would have been the best one. But you can't blame him. Strikers can have 10 chances and miss them.
What you're saying, actually, to concur with what you're saying, actually, I think when Badamose came in, it became, at least he can hold on to the ball a little bit. Because Musa, for me, doesn't offer you anything. I genuinely don't think he offers us anything. You know what I mean?
I don't think Badamose has been given enough chance, because for me, after I've seen him, what the contribution he can do technically, watching him before he even gone to Saudi, I think with the system that Tom is playing, but I'm no one to tell him what he should do and what he's not. This is my own personal opinion as an outsider. You need a holding striker because you like to defend deep and hit the opponent on the break. So you need a holding striker to bring your two supporting strikers to play. But if you don't have a holding striker, the strikers you are using, they are strikers who likes to run behind the defense. Then you will end up hitting the balls wrong and you'll be losing them. The attacks will be coming. And I said it the other day when we had Nda on the program, when we were the balloting, the day of the draw, the Africa Cup of Nations. When these players play too many games in Europe and they do that journey again, and they had 2-3 days to recover and play a game, and you expect them to defend, they will be tired. But probably some people don't understand what I was trying to say. They will be tired. They can't carry on doing it. And if you look at Ivory Coast team today, they're refreshing the team. How many of them played against Seychelles who were on the bench? But Gambia, you could easily see how many changes happened in that team from the team that Burundi beat. And you look at those same players have been the same rotation, both in their clubs and in the national team. And you expect them to have the same energy level to give you that hard-fought game? You can't have it in them. You can't. But I can't take all the conversation. I'll leave. Habibi just came in. He is very close to the national team and to the players, and probably to the coach as well. So he would have more. He would have more to say. Yes.
No, why? This is technical, and I think.
Yeah, this is the technical side of it. That's what I was asking.
area be we are your, I don't know, maybe in this area man mun na tie sa butsi o maneka this is your area. You are miles away ahead of us, in all honesty. But yeah, come it's for the fact that I've been late. I was on our platform, me and Sana, as usual. I was supposed to be here a long time ago, but I couldn't escape.
We had you booked.
Yeah, but like I said, what the brother is trying to say is the fact. Somebody asked me, who do you prefer to play against Ivory Coast, Hassan or Badamosi? I said it depends how the coach want to play, because these are two different strikers.
Strikers completely.
They are the same. Hassan is more of a pacing striker. Look at the goal he was scoring in Swiss. Counter attack, put the ball in the box, bang, goal. Hassan don't need 2 or 3 touches to score a goal.
Well, if the first touch is good, that's the first.
I'm judging him. What his best is, his goals with the Scorpions, you can check. They are all similar.
He's not been offering. What I'm trying to ask is it not time for I know Tom might not be the coach to transition this team, to bring us new young players, fresh players to come in. I'm not saying bring in Adama now, but at least there should be a striker that we have
players. Yeah. We don't. Gambia is not scared. We don't have scarcity of players.
Yeah,
it's just that Tom preferred to limit the team to 115, 16 players he used. It's a choice. We have a bunch of players. So to use Hassan or Badamos depends on the tactics. Are we gonna play long to Badamos to hold on play and you have a number 10? Yes, he is more suitable for that. He's stronger, he's better with the ball. Are we gonna play a counter attack football whereby you put the ball to the wingers and they cross? I will use Hassan for that. You can see the goals we scored against Angola in Angola. It was strictly counter-attacking football with Mod Sekabaro as a flagging winger out there who can beat past defenders and make a cross. So with flank players sending the ball in the box, you give chance for Hassan to score. Then we used to have Beck. Beck used to cross the ball. Then you used to have Sekabaro. He used to cross the ball. But when you have Jamano and Musa Baro, these are flank players that want to cut in. They won't give you a first-time delivery. No, they want to cut in and have a shot or make a through pass. So that's not Hassan's potential. But the way the national team plays lately is better suited for a player like Badamosi. He's good in the air and he can hold on play. He can bring the team to play. So it's all about tactics. The problem of the national team is not about play. It's about coaching. We saw a junior coach. We saw the Burundi coach. He outcoached Tom. We got the better players, but he outcoached us. That was coaching. That's where coaching comes into play. You can have good players, but you cannot coach them or get the best out of them. That's something else. And I don't think Tom is coaching the team the way we all expected the team to be. No. Do we have good players to compete? Yes. We are talking about strikers. You have Ali Sow there, strong, fast, he can dribble, he can play in a three, he's good in the air, he scores penalties. He has all what a striker needed to have. He's powerful, he's explosive, he can run past defenders. But the coach feels like I prefer Bada and Hassan. It's entirely his choice. But we have other players out there who can do the job. You have Jesper Cisse playing first league in Sweden. He is one of the best around. He can play. He is a European kid, meaning discipline. Because players in Europe who were born and raised in Europe and play football, that's the difference they have with players in Africa. In Africa, we are talented, but we easily call you as the best player, so you can dribble past 10 players. But Jesper is disciplined. He play in the hole, he can pass. No chance for Jesper. You have Yusuf Njai, he's banging goals, no chance for Yusuf Njai. You have Sekou Touré in Grenoble, no chance. The list goes on and on and on and on. But it's entirely on the coach. The problem we are having is coaching. If a team like Burundi can play against Gambia and play better and win, that's coaching.
Well, the Burundi coach needed 15 minutes to figure us out and then go on to win the game. After 15 minutes, he knew he was going to win the game.
Somebody mentioned something very, very important. Why was Jacob Mendy always accessible? Why? We are playing a defensive format. We all know if you play a flat three defense midfield, if you play a midfield of three who are all defensively ready to defend, we all know how to balance. I'm not a coach, but I know what do we have to do to stop it. You just need to allow one of the midfield players to balance there. It's as simple. But anytime they knock the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, the next pass will be just a looping pass to the right flank. The guy will just break the ball 1v1. And if you allow a flank player to be having 1v1 with a wing back, at least on 1 or 2, he will beat past you. So this is all down to coaching. What was the bench doing? What we are watching? Because if the coach couldn't see, he say, "Hey, coach, these people are attacking us from that side. How do we stop it?
Habibi,
How do we stop it?" So it's coaching.
Habibi,
it's coaching.
Yeah.
It's strictly coaching. The coaching department of the Ghana national team is mediocre. Is mediocre. Let's say it. Don't be worried of who is angry. Football have moved on. We need modern day coaches. Football 10 years ago and now is way, way too different. There are a lot of things involved in coaching. And if you watch us play, then you ask, what is the pattern of the Gambian national team? It's not bad to defend. Teams are winning from a defensive point of view, but they have a formula. Last time, Sana asked me, what do we have to do? I said, Sana, my biggest problem is when we win the ball. If you are playing a defensive format, but at least if you get hold of the ball, try to make good use of it. Knock the ball, create some space, allow the team to breathe. But if our defenders are already clearing the ball, it's going back to them. There are 3 players in the middle of the park. That Fofana was like, he was training. He controls the ball, he comes. He controls the ball, he comes. Ivory Coast were literally training. Nobody was near them. Double block. Yes, 35, 40 years. You can defend 35 minutes or 40. 55, 60 minutes. Your legs are pumped. They are pumped. The goal was coming. It was just a matter of time. It was going to come. But in all honesty, I think what Tom needs to do, or should have done from the beginning, is to expand the national team. I've been saying this immediately after the AFCON. Allow this, open the squad. 15 players are not only Gambian. Open them. Chuka, Sirif Sinyan, Ali Sow. Allow the players to come in and go. Allow them to play. But you want to play, you want to use one unit, one team, regardless of their form, they will play. Last time he was on our show and he already named more than 15 players who are going to AFCON, regardless of their form. How can you do that? How can you go to a tournament telling me that these guys are going?
I said this, you was not here, I said this here. He made some players to feel so secure and comfortable.
Yes.
There's no competition for them.
Yeah,
and this is a national team, it's not club.
Have divine right.
Bambalai is as good as any of those flank players. But he is in the fridge. Bambalai is in the fridge. And if you bring Aliou Fadera, yes, Aliou Fadera, good player. But look at the mix. Look at the 9 defenders.
I think Aliou played well today.
No. I mean, to get the best of Aliou, you cannot bring. Aliou was one of the best players in the team. But what I'm saying is, if you put Aliou in a team of 9 defenders, what do you expect? Aliou will do more defensive duties than offensive. He was almost the best because he kept the ball. He get some fouls. He get them a yellow card. He was almost the best player. But the mix, the amount of players you mix Aliou Fadera with doesn't tell well. Because Aliou won't have the chance to attack. Aliou need to see Hamza Barry and Jamano around him. They could nick a pass and he can do his job. But you brought 9 defenders. And Tom, we went to the AFCON. You played against Cameroon using 9 defenders. We all know what happened. You come again against Ivory Coast doing the same thing. And what do you expect?
Yeah.
What do you expect? We're going to lose. And knowing that we lose the first match, in fact, should have pushed him to do something different. Like what he did when we lose to Mali. When we lose to Mali, the subsequent game in Morocco was the first time Gambia used 2 strikers. Ali was there and Hassan, and it was productive. What happened? We end up winning because we were pinning them right from the top. Any team you allow to hold to gain 70% to 80% of the possession, you're gonna lose 99.9. I've spoken to James Gomez about this after the AFCON. What it takes to defend is tough, especially when you are giving the ball again immediately after recovering the ball. You know, I think Jacob Mendy played well, despite the fact that he was more exposed. He played well. He did well. Why? He is competing. Why? He is physically and mentally ready. 3, he was waited on.
He was supported, but also he was. You have to put this. He was supported well by Aliou Fadera, and that's the problem we have on the left side.
I'm not even saying no. Even if you take out I don't support him. His 1v1 situations, the amount of ball recovery he has, he has right because he is ready. He is fit. He's playing for his club and he wants to play for Gambia. But some other defenders in the team are not at their best. They were injured. So if you are injured for a month or so, you couldn't give your best. Not because you are poor, but because you are human. Human beings are meant to. If you are not fit, you are not fit. But the fact that Tom didn't open up the national team to allow other players to get used to the national team, whereby if Omar Colley is injured, nobody will cry because one guy was already being prepared to replace. But he just closed the team. I remember Tom said he told Sedin Janko that Noha is your number one. In which world can Noha be? Yeah, he said it. How can Noha be Sedin Janko's number one? Sedin Janko has a perfect upbringing of football. He went to the best academies around Europe. He played in La Liga, Spain, Bundesliga. Currently, he's playing the Champions League.
Abibi, I'll need to cut you on this because we need to wrap up very soon. Obviously, it's Monday night. The next game, obviously. So, but before we get to that, I will ask different questions on every one of you to just wrap up, and then we'll just finish this. Baba, the issue of the goalkeeper is just so weird with this coach. We all know Babukar Gay obviously was the number one, and all of a sudden he's just brought Toldo back in, and you could clearly see the last that goal. You know, I'm not saying if Babukar was there 100% he was going to save it, but he has more chance of saving it because he's got better reflex. You know, I'm not doubting anything here with Toldo. But why do you think all of a sudden this change of players? And then, you know, I know a lot of Gambians are focusing more on Daud Ngom being, you know, playing ahead of Hamza Bari. And what you actually saw on that game is the last couple of minutes. I know we were losing 2-0. And when you're losing, there's nothing to lose. We just have to go for it. But at least we were able, when he brought in the right players, we were able to conjure in some few passes. What's your thoughts on all these things?
I mean, like I was saying, I'll go back to that first. I'll start with that. Who is the goalkeeper trainer? What did he got? We got this goalkeeper. No, we got this goalkeeper trainer since ages ago. Yeah, and the whole qualification run, Cameroon last year, Ben qualified them AFCON. Every time they knew they score, he's the goalkeeper trainer. He's gonna be the one who's gonna select the keeper that's gonna play for the game, not the coach. If Sufe get no for their deme, because Gambia mom tara do their deme normally. Why normally in any football nation, a goalkeeper trainer, keeper coach be the fajakat 11 ambi. Mudem si goalkeeper trainer be and ask him who can face the next game, can more fit for next game be. Goalkeeper trainer muna gonna killer. Understand? But my problem is not only that. It's about why are we conceding goals every time? Every single game we're conceding goals. So the goalkeeper trainer, what is he doing about that? What is he doing about that? It's both of them, him and the coach, because the coach, ila defense line, we got one problem. It will go through the flank, the left flank, you center core in our 6 yard, touch goal. Every single game, there must be a goal ball either that flank or that flank. And then you center core in our 6 yard. Our problem is our 6 yard. And so now the 6 yard, it's happening. We've not sorted out. So it's the same with the goalkeepers. Are you asking your goalkeepers to come out on the 6 yard B? Is the goalkeeper trainer telling them 6 yard B more for them? Because I'm surprised. I don't understand it. 6 yard a goalkeeper Padembo box. Padembo wahumala 6 yard there. Why the whole box ball joke for fununu. Can do for jigging. Can do go there jigging. Padembo dan go score outside range you know why ala box okono in his box. 6 yard box, not even 6 yard, why 18 yard box. Padembo a flying ball up. It's gonna go get it. So this is the problem. This is where the goalkeeper trainer comes. Because if you're a proper goalkeeper trainer and talented and have stuff, obviously you will sort that out with your goalkeepers. But our goalkeepers, our balls are always aerial balls. And our goalkeepers are not doing anything about it. And the next game is gonna happen. The next game is gonna happen. The next game is gonna happen. Every game boy can happen, boy. Areas 6 yard touch goal. Areas 6 yards touch goal. And then the worst part of it is gonna come from the left. It's gonna come from the left. It's gonna come from the left. It's gonna come from the left. So which means the other thing is Musa is not going back to help his halfbacks. So you know, problem. We got a lot of problems. It's not only about the goalkeeper anyway. It's the whole team.
Yeah,
Plus technical staffs, plus the coach, plus federation, abe, plus even Gambians million will vote J. Problem be nyepla. You know, from Chuk Chak. Everyone is faulty. But like I said, we should more come no your question about the goalkeeping. I think we need a better goalkeeper trainer, not Marong boy. Let's be honest with each other. Let's upgrade. Well, let's go and look for a proper goalkeeper trainers. You know,
But why
but
should you
but
start
but
ahead
but
of
but
this
but Mr. Jam,
Yeah.
I think the easiest thing to do about this goalkeeper training is the easiest thing to do. Who are our goalkeepers? Where are they playing? Let's just look at them. Who is playing? Who among them is playing on a regular basis? Why is it difficult? It's not difficult. For me, it's not difficult. Who is playing? Toldo and Babukar, who is playing at an elite level, who is in a better team, who is in a more conducive environment as a goalkeeper. Just because the amount of time we spend at Marong, but check them before coming. Where are they playing? How long are they playing? Who is a regular? What are their minutes? You have Ibrahim Ajata in Estonia being voted the best goalkeeper in that country, even though it's a small league. But he's the best goalkeeper in that country. Right now, he is also voted as the best in his team. Amul chance pour nga oko. Yow ñi nga invite yépp nekkuñ di play. Nekkuñ di play. Mané dafa am loo xam ne nekkul rocket.
dafa am contract with certain players with
No, am na loo xam ne nekkul rocket science. Play woman at the top. Our competition. I cannot give you munuma perform to the best of my ability. Lolo is ABC. It's not difficult to know. Then the fact that Gambia 2023 ba léegi ñu ngay play players yoo xam ne amuñ 0 minutes at their club and ñu door ci Gambia explain a lot where we are as a country when it comes to football. When Senegalese lose their best left back, that's that guy in the AFCON, something sees. Going into the World Cup, 6 months amut club, he was nowhere near the national team. Guy Pedro. He wasn't picked because he was the best left back in the AFCON. Not only for Senegal, the whole AFCON, Momley vote as the best left back. But 6 months to the AFCON to the World Cup, amut on team. Dapa Sanguji. Even though he's close to the coach, damut World Cup.
Yeah.
So Gambia, we still have players playing in national team, nekkuñ di prison clubs. And then da nga talk ñu la waaw. Yow Gambia waaw. You yaa ngi play first league. Wow. You are a regular. Wow. You are a midfielder. Wow. But the guy playing at your position, he is clubless or he may play 5th division. Think about that. Just think about that. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And coach is entirely responsible. And Monday, su ma nekkoon at GFF, ma nekk Sangdong or Ibu Fay. Du ma nangu loolu. Yaa ko li nga def moom teg la ko si yoon. Di bàyyi ñuy play first league football, di play 5th league football, loolu teg la ko fen. And the reason why ñu am national team, dañ feel that the best players of Gambian or Gambian descent should be given the chance to play. Not yow ki nga buga. Lii du Wild and Oriel. Lii is a national team. We need the best players to compete. Even on other sports, su ngeen dem Olympic, they go for a national championship, more athletics, to see who are the best to go. The same thing, the same criteria, more national team. If you are good enough, you have to be given chance. But unfortunately, in our country, they may not know. If you are in Tom's book, you are going.
When we,
So it's sad, but that's the hard fact. And then the goalkeepers,
yeah,
when they hear like this, like that.
yeah, we've got some comment here. If Gambia win today, it will be different story. Nobody will criticize when they lose. Everybody is expert of football. The problem here is not tactics, formation, so on and whatever. Let's talk about the quality of both teams. Is that change the game if you are watching the game very well? Well, for your information, Mr. Muhammad Mustafa Drame, we actually have experts here. We have Coach Ibi Jallo, who's got better license, who's more well seasoned coach than your coaches. So, and then Baba himself has played. Habibi is well versed in football as well. He's been following on. So it's not about um, being experts or whatever. It's about giving our opinions. And these people have been consistent ever since, even when we were winning. If you follow this channel, people have
That's
been
the underlying word.
yeah,
That's the underlying word.
people
Even
have been
when we are
consistent
winning.
when we
Thank
were
you.
winning. It's not
But
about
For saying that.
like I said, at the phone cool but when we are winning.
yeah.
If we win,
Yeah,
it will be different. So I
yeah.
come over
So
world.
when we were winning and not winning, we still criticize. It's not criticism per se. It's these people are holding public office, and they should not be immune to to criticism. That actually helps them. We just here to share our opinions, and it's not necessary for them to take on the board. If they want to take it on board, fair play. If not, that's it. We move on. But it doesn't stop us from saying what we have to say. But
And
thank you.
besides,
Exactly.
and besides,
Ndole move
besides,
on. One.
they said the Gambian national football, like what? Gambian national team, national. Every single Gambian have a say. It's your ultimate right to give your opinion. So, Lolo mom, Sebo, guys, get used to that. Get
Yeah,
used to that. If you watch Gary Neville talk about Manchester or that, he hate the club,
yeah. It's
and
not
it's his club.
about hatred. Yeah, it's just about this thing. Andrew,
Opinion.
I'm not some wacky Senegal Wahlen Wolof. Okay, I would let you to wrap it up in Wolof because Andrew,
Why?
our next big game, so next big game Senegal.
Mbayang waaw waa ji ñun lu ñoo wax fii rek mooy yëfi ñu ngi wax yëfi Gambie yëfi équipe bi nu moo doxee neexuñ di def ay performance bu baax ñaari match lañ ñu gagné yëpp yoo xam ne mënoon naa ñàkk te ñu ngi waajal pour dem AFCON bi CAN bi léegi tey la des na jos ay 6 weeks so Gambien yi kontaanuñ si équipe bi kontaanuñ seen entraîneur moo waral tey ñu ñëw fii di discours li nga xam ne moo ñu naxari si équipe bi because xam naa ne yow moom sa équipe bi Sénégal moom mu ngi good form ñu ñoo xaar.
waaye Sénégal Sénégal ñaa xam ndoobu nekk si digga ndoobu es boobu fo xama naka Camara o di no ñaa bele ma
kooku moo sun doy ñëw play yàggut okay now boobu example la he plays alongside with Bajo right
Exactly.
yes yàggut di of course on a 20
bi bu romani waaw
Yes, final yeah.
Bondo bobo na play football. Imagine like Senegal, xale boobu noonu mu si seen diggante.
That's my point. If Senegal can give chance to Lamine Camara, despite the non players, you have Bajo on the bench. We play first league in Slovakia. He's a regular at his team. Make a chance. Senegal, they have to put Nyom Kuyate on the bench. Put start. Wow. That was start. And he scored.
Yeah.
Against Algeria, I think it test match. Nobody like pass, basic 30 post. Like pass, see deal. You go pass, move on. Do a pass. It's a kid, but you have Bayer in the team. Make a chance.
Yeah.
Like I said, to lose against Ivory Coast, Lolo never been same to Gambia. But the manner in which we approach the game is unacceptable.
Yeah, that's the thing, Andrew. Yeah, so can you just wrap up now? Next game is Senegal. That's the biggest one. I know everyone is I'm confident. The confidence was high up, but then obviously now, his two defeats, back-to-back defeats, and the next game is going to be against Senegal.
Yes.
Naka nga gisee boobu nu moo demee.
comme noo ko waxee rek boobu moom dina toon slightly different because xam naa ne boobu daabi la booy soxla nañ ko Gambian people Sénégambian people soxla nañ ko is a different dafa nekk a different test of a game booy foog naa ne tamit dinañ ñëw even though Sénégal on paper we cannot challenge them su nekkee on paper la waaye comme nu ma la ko waxee daabi la dañoo beesal lu romboon years ago te xam nañ ne naka la fa meloon booy nag dañoo ñaan gaay may ñu jom boobu noonu after losing back to back ñu may ñu ko rek ndax suñu xel dellu si waat si team bi waaw mer buñ am ni yëpp ñu delloo ko waat si AFCON ñu faatee qualification na World Cup la waaye xam naa ne moom team bi Gambia dinañ nekk seen gannaaw képp kilifa diine yëpp dinañ nekk seen gannaaw so bool bi nag des na si gaay nag lay fu nekk ni waaye xam naa ne moom suñ ñëwee si wàllum kayit kese Sénégal ñoo ñu ëpp doole ñoo ñu gën a am players ñoo ñu gën a expérience ñoo ñu gën a spend si xaalis si football te football moom ku la gën a spend moo la gën a am chance pour def loo xam ne jaloore waaye comme ma la ko waxee daa bi la Sénégal bi xamante ne dañoo dem rek kurtu ak gaay rek waaye comme ma la ko waxee dañoo uti 1 point suñu amee 1 point ñu taxaw seet yeneen games yi ñëw xam naa nag du yomb waaye game la nag incha allah su booy joxe respectable performance joxe comme coach Ibi nu mu ko waxee nañ playal Gambia nañ playal batch bi nañ playal di country joxe seen xol seen deret ñu tuur ko foofu keroog foog naa ne dinañ mën a am dara si game ba pare first game la xam nga daabi la tamit daabi bi rek tax na mu ne already so awma dara lu ma wax may ñaanal coach bi ak players yu ñu yaakaar yal na yàlla may gaay good playing time ba booba kenn bu mu si am injury especially suñu main players yi kenn bu mu si am injury boo xam ne dafa stop guy from performing that day and yàlla def Tom tamit mu invite players yoo xam ne they are performing well in their club then mu yaatal affaire si indi ñëpp ñoo xam ne am nañ opportunity pour play then incha allah du des ñu bàyyi ko si loxo yàlla.
Okay. All right, thank you. Baba Lini, then Coach more wrap up because
no coach wrap up ante wrap up kamele coach bila te wrap up ntaka kamfal ninka diamu nka wild nka yalo so coach bila wrap up
coach mbay mu ne wax deug pour ta équipe bi bu baax ngeen yor anyway so coach next game is going to be Senegal. Your thoughts?
You know, I have a different take on that than you guys, because if I have my wish and my way, that would not have happened, because not on a footballing point of view, but because we always have trouble with Senegalese people, and we are one people. But because the colonial
all of coach, because we have Senegalese listeners as well.
Wow, man, suma amon lima gënal Gambia ak Sénégal duñ dajé si lifin bi suñ doon dajé final la mo nekk, because lima avoid rek drama bu dé happen suñ digante ñu ni nen te benn nit bi lañ ñun yëpp benn laaka bi lañoo laaka benn olof bi benn soose bi benn pol bi benn jola bi xam nga ku am mbokka Gambia am nga mbokka Sénégal ku am mbokka Sénégal am nga mbokka Gambia waaye suñ dee daje always si history bi yëpp jaama duy am fancy always daf dee nekk drama. So man foofu rek la nekk di ragal te di muslu, and it's not only game bu happen, because I could remember fully well zone 2, you know, bu Gambia hoston and Senegal beat us 1-0. I could fully remember that. That also was a drama. Dafa melni su Bakaw ak Banjul dan daje zonal final or zonal super nawetaan anywhere, daf daan nekk a big drama. Te li dee happen mooy Gambian si duñ dem Sénégal ñu yaaxa fa dara. Gambian si biir Gambia la ñoo toog ñu yaaxa business yi yaaxa bagage yi xam nga te daf dee happen. I mean te Sénégalais dañ xam naka la ñu dee windee up, dañ understand ne ñun dañ am da temper lu ndaw ñun yëpp dañ war a dem si anger management ñun yëpp, you know, lu ndaw rek dañ dee lose sun cool straight away. I mean noonu la ñu dee provoqué, because door nañ ko ba pare, mind games yi door nañ ko ba pare, xam nga xam nañ Gambia bi duñ ñu underestimate, xam nañ ñun lan lañ mun ak lan lañ munut, xam nga ñun xam nañ fuñ ko yaakaar fuñ ko wéer, door nañ di play mind games yi. So da ngaa gis ne yii daf dee happen te nit ku nekk da ngaa xool fu sa doole nekk, ñoom wax bi dañ ko mun majority business yi Gambia ñoom ñoo fa nekk so doo mun a avoid situation bi waaye su ma amoon li ma gënal daal bilaay kon ka léegi li happen na ñu ngee dajee ñoom am suñ first game si opening bi in January li ma ñaan rek mooy ñun yëpp ñu ànd ak suñ sago ñu understand ne football rek la fola xam nga buñ merewante ba di yaaxalante because yaaxu bi yëpp duy xew biir Sénégal Gambia la day xew foofu la ñoo dem attaque bitiki di laka bitiki di toj weeri moto jàmbur yi di duga si këri jàmbur yi def lu nekk xeexante yooyu yëpp dañ ko am pour avoid ñu understand ne football la rek ñun yëpp benn nit bi lañ xam nga even though am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi am seen réservation ne sénégalais laay ku ñu sénégalais am na ñu am réservation ne gambien bi laay ku ñu man dama bëgg ñu génnee loolu yëpp suñu biir boppa bi yëpp is a colonial mindset la rek benn dëkk la boo xam ne ñaari European powers ñoo ñëw separate ñu anglais jël ñu jaay suñ genn wàlla dëkk bi yëpp jox ko Sénégal xam nga waaye loolu taxut ñun yëpp nekkuñ benn nit bi lañ man noonu laa ko gisee rek waaw may the best team win hopefully it will be the Gambia and it will be the shock of the century wow
Baba yow naka nga gisee bi because ñun musunta win Sénégal I think ndax
waaw daf dee difficult against Sénégal because du xew mooy ne wax bi nii so boy dañ dee dew daf dee nekk a different ball game anyway why the reality bi mooy ne at this moment now we cannot ñu mënuñoo compete Sénégal boy dañoo fast jump rek play and then nga xool naka la but when it comes to football wise you know ne they're far more better than us when it comes to a national team ak yooyu noonu waaye when it comes to Gambia moom boy dañ dee play differently because of derby la ak yooyu noonu so bari Gambian bi man lu ma wax ne lu ma tàggatoo rek mooy ne ñu change suñ coach yi change suñ fédération bi ñaan naa leen ngir yàlla su fekkee ne coach bi frig na leen joxlaati leen ko beneen 6 years su fekkee ne fédération bi tamit ñi ngi baax joxatal leen gars yi di yeneen 10 years xam nga a niku yaa ñi male baa fa niku yaa suba ko ña a niku yaa mbele baax taala ñëpp a ko fekkee waaw kenn du ko jël wala kii di paracetamol bi heart attack bi ñëpp a ko jël stress bi ñëpp kenn du fi daw so let's put the right people at the right place ñu run some football be and like Ibi num ko waxee earlier on it's not them African Cup of Nations or mooy football development no there is a lot yoo xam ne mooy football development a lot so let's focus on those things ñu build our nation when it comes to football then ñu mun a compete ak different countries ak xam nga rek ni kon ay ñoom Sénégal Ivory Coast ay yooyu noonu we can stand them. But when are we gonna stand those clubs, those big nations? That's the point. Because depuis ñoom Ibi buñ doore ba léegi ñun we xam nga rek mënuñoo dem head to head with these bigger nations. So we are still the same level when it comes to football, when it comes to everything. ñun ñu ngi si the same level, So let's ñu loolu la ñoo njëkk a try pour change. And then we can come out xam nga rek comme Sénégal la ñoo def hey Gambie suñu leen téye nii so ñun tamit after dañoo toog di wane ne hey suñu téye Burundi suñu téye Kenya suñu téye because we got the quality, we got the players, we got structures, we got good federation, everything, even government wise sax nañ am government boo xam ne daf ñoo taxawal flight ndooy di naaw di ñëw everything. Why when are we gonna get to those kind of we have to. Boy, ñun réew nañ nekkuñ ne club lañ. It's a nation. So we can get there. Let's we push. If you go Ibi sula waxe lum don daj when it comes to national team. If you call fee léegi li nga call kenn si national team daf la wone at the same problem ki mo la bi change it. National team baa ngi ni Ibi bu fa nekk laaj ko ndax Gambian national team am nañ seen boss yi boppa bu leen dee pick from the airport to the hotel. Okay, well, so Lolo is 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And still now, national team, they haven't got their own boss. A boss. Traveling boss to pick players from airport. We don't have it. So I don't see why people are saying some football with them si kanam. Football with them si muna tata kanam fon ta mol man how malana dem si kanam. Parce que ñu ngi ni amuñ stadium pour play ça. So lana dem si kanam man dama bëgg because them African back-to-back African Cup of Nations lolu du dem football lolu you cannot call that football bi dafa dem si kanam. Football bi su demee si kanam is home suwokono so léegi suwokono ana lu fa nekk nañ change nañ try ñu change ñun ñu ngi si benn level bi rek ndoy first division team yi kii mu ko fi jógee wax first division player boo xam ne aka first division o play ibi booyam yi ñoom taaribo west ak yooyu noonu captain am soo leen la tey play nañ ba jeexal football 5,000 sax mënuñ koo save Gambia rek nga gis a first division player dafa play the whole career bi mu waste almost about 15 to 16 years of his youth funding bi boy. The next minute, hari 2,000 ama save no. It's sad. And hani say more level to be legi, yung si level bobu no. So legi, lan more them si sun football, lan more them si kanam. Because if we are in the same level, in that level, when Tubabo Mustafa Jaju su ñëwé train biko passa ambi daf ko dé tié mu chop ko si réel mu téda suma side because ti chop na passa ambi so biko ka passo mi dia $20 bobu la mo jël mu jënd ko réel so du ñibi tabo ko to mu stay suma side pour elik mu doga dem train wat okay so be legi mo be legi you have players that are dealing with those kind of things be legi and Mustafa Jaju and all these things ñun sun time lolu is almost about 20 something years ago be legi. So if we are still dealing with this kind of stuffs, we wouldn't produce good players, bro. Player yangi so na a first division player mode of la call bro nakala boy krebla na credit call banta boy wala na mantra online. You call players pour utalen team to try to talk to them pour utalen team. A Gambia first division player nga jisika ko nko ila email o kinya ma yone la CV wala yone ma CV suma email boy nta ma email o soto de boy nta my email also boy, first division player boy, Gambia boy. Email table boy, in national team player for come EBM for. A national team player because national anthem for sing Lano, Imano. So all these things are are together, nana football or develop. How can you have a first division player? I'm an email of phone stop. Nika CV, abuka CV. Dula muna yone sa CV. Amut CV. Because soko wahe ni muna boy bro man suma credit bi bari would low so duma la muna yone dafa load lo ma yone dafa load so munu mako ubi a first division player yange try to make contacts yang ko yone I stuff munu ko load atabunu ko ditabunu so all these things lolu suñ ko sorted out then we can say na suñ football bi dafa dem si kanam. If we put all this into place, yes, you can say na wow legi mo bahna ndoyi ku nek at least hana ba kala 5 grand 5 juni xale bu nekk ngay téye loolu noonu yee family na fa waaye nga play the whole Gambia bank imam 5,000 for mabanu so ala baraka baake boy jërëjëf.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks to all our viewers, and remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel and Facebook. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Baba. Jerigen Jeff. Thanks. Until next time.